and she used to come over my house and show me these videos of how Islam's the truth, and it really sort of resonated with me. And when I learnt more about it, I realised that this is something I wanted to follow in my life. And then I decided that I did want to be a Muslim, a practicing Muslim. And then one night during the retreat, I got a text from my dad. Just saying that he is proud of me. But obviously he's not proud. Obviously he's not proud of my religion. But at least he's proud of me. And that's all we can ask for now. And on open day, I found the Islamic Society, and they started taught me, and they were so welcoming, and they just started telling me more about Islam stuff, and they had little welcome days, and I went along to one of those. And also one of my friends also reverted. She didn't have a husband or anything, she just reverted off her own back. And she used to come over my house and show me these videos of how Islam's the truth, and it really sort of resonated with me. And when I learnt more about it, I realised that this is something I wanted to follow in my life. And then I met a sister, and she started telling me more about Islam and what it means to be a Muslim. And then I decided that I did want to be a Muslim, a practicing Muslim. And she taught me how to pray, and she taught me the basics of prayer, and she taught me sort of the fundamentals of Islam. And then I decided that when I went into university, I wanted people to know that I was Muslim. So I said I wanted to wear hijab. So I started wearing hijab, alhamdulillah, September 2018. And then I was part of the Islamic Society, Islamic Committee from there. And that's how I really came to it. When I first reverted, I didn't tell my dad at first, because my dad is an extremely Islamophobic person, and I had one of the major struggles for me was that I was new, so I wanted to please Allah, but I also loved my dad, and I also wanted to please my dad. So what I used to do was I would, at my house where I lived, I would wear hijab, I would wear abaya at university. When I would go home, I would take it off. I'd just look like a normal white British girl and go home. And one of the really hard things with that was I had almost like a split identity. And also when I was at home, you had those kind of temptations of, there's alcohol there, maybe the food there isn't halal, and you're thinking, oh, I'm hungry, they're having that, I want to eat that, So that was quite hard. And the more I got familiar with Islam, and the more I started to love it, the more I started to not go home, avoid going home, because I hated taking off my hijab, and I hated also lying to my dad, and it was so hard that I just stopped going home, and I used to cry all the time, and it was very hard, because it was this fact of I'm lying to my dad, and I'm displeasing him because I'm doing something that he hates. Yes. But I love it, and it makes me a better person, So when I told my dad I was Muslim, I told him through his girlfriend, and he reacted very, very negatively. So first of all, he said that he disowned me as a sister, or astaghfirullah, he disowned me as a daughter. He said that he, change your address, I don't want bombs coming through my letterbox, sort of you're brainwashed, really, really, really hurtful things. Really hurtful things that you couldn't even imagine, being disowned by your dad, almost to the point where he's saying, change your address, I don't want bombs coming through the letterbox, you're brainwashed, you have no idea. And also with that came all of his opinions and misconceptions with it. He was saying, you don't even know what you're believing. He was saying, Muslims follow this, and Muslims follow that, and Muslims follow this. And now that I'm more experienced, I think, how can you know what Islam is if Muslims follow Islam? They know what Islam is, they follow Islam. What you know is opinions and tainted things and just some of the things they think that Muslims are is just crazy. That's going to be, I think, a lifelong struggle. When I first reverted, and every time I spoke to my dad, I would get horrible texts of, you're crazy, you're mentally unwell for believing in Islam. How do you believe that there is someone in the sky? And that, just so many crazy things. And then I just sort of took a step back because I thought, this is not good for me and this is not good for my mental health. And every time I speak to my dad, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling, not doubts, but I'm just feeling it's not good for my religion. So I kind of took a step back and, subhanAllah, make dua. And I haven't spoken to my dad in 11 months now. And then one night during the retreat, I got a text from my dad. Just saying that he is proud of me. But obviously he's not proud. Obviously he's not proud of my religion. But at least he's proud of me. And that's all we can ask for now. It's such. I just repress it. Honestly, like whenever I think deeply about it, if I thought about it all the time this deep, I'd just cry and cry and cry. But you try and just move and live on. Yeah, it's hard. You wish your dad would be proud of you. You wish they would love you unconditionally, but they don't. They love you under conditions. And unfortunately, because I'm a Muslim, that means my dad's disowned me. Yeah. And I love learning about the hadiths. I've learned so much about hadiths. I've learned so much about the life of the Prophet, the kind of different stages of belief in Iman, because I forgot that, and also praying together, doing these prayer workshops with the sisters. You do forget how to do things. Maybe, when I was praying, my eyes were in the wrong place or my arms were in the wrong place. But by doing workshops together with sisters, you don't feel judged, and you were all doing it together. You were all learning together. And doing the congregation prayer really does open your heart and soften your heart. And the sisters all really encourage you to wake up for Fajr. That's one of the biggest, for me, one of the biggest things. When you're in bed, you're comfy, you just want to sleep. But the sisters encouraging you warmly with the sort of invitations and reminders, putting a thumbs up on the group chat, having that group chat is just really beneficial. And it just makes you want to pray so much more. So I came here, I wanted to feel like I wanted to feel that feeling when I pray again. I want to establish my prayers again, and I want to build knowledge of Allah and implement that in my life. And